Oh boy, do I remember doing this porch.
Yeah, I know.
The floor was falling down when I moved in and we jacked it up with car jacks.
When Nancy Wilson began semi-retirement 10 years ago, she embarked on a new mission, the restoration of her historic home in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
I knew in my mind that it could be an amazing place, and I kind of, in my mind, had a 10-year plan.
Neighbors like Eric have been helping her out.
Yeah, these were all rotted.
One of the reasons I was so willing to help her out is because I saw how hard she was working and I saw how successful the results were.
But her biggest challenge hasn't been the century-old wood, the layers of wallpaper and peeling plaster,
Much of the house looked like this when I bought it.
the ancient plumbing that needed a complete rehaul,
I spent a whole week with no drains, no toilets, no water in this house.
the sinking joists, or the carpet of dead bees in her attic after the exterminator was done.
We came up to get them out with snow shovels. I noticed the bat droppings.
Her biggest hurdle has been city government workers who walk the neighborhoods looking for maintenance violations, maintenance on private property.
They've already given me $2,444 in tax liens and fines. And now they decide they're going to press criminal charges against me, and they charge me with a misdemeanor.
There are fewer than 73,000 households in the city of Grand Rapids, yet each year the city's Neighborhood Code Compliance Division collects at least $2 million in code enforcement fees, fines. Nancy's first encounter with the Code Compliance Division occurred shortly after she moved in and began cleaning up the yard.
I get cited for a brush pile. That means a pile of brush from a bush. And they say if I don't remove that in 10 days, they're going to come on my property and take it away from me and charge me $100.
The following year, she got another ticket while cleaning up her yard. She began investigating.
I find out that code compliance hires people in the spring to walk around neighborhoods and try to find something wrong.
City officials agreed to meet with Nancy. She thought the meeting was productive until the following year, when the city said it was responding to a complaint online. The city accepts complaints anonymously.
I tried to find out who it was, and evidently they're not going to tell me. Made a complaint that said my house needed painting. And it wasn't a false complaint. I had started on the inside of the house, done the roof, done the porch, done storm windows, electrical plumbing, all these huge things, costing a lot of money. And the house had been painted the year before I bought it. Not a very good paint job. But about 2012, 2013, the paint started to come off.
The city gave her 6 months to paint the house, 2 if you didn't include cold temperatures. They also demanded the installation of the rail on this roof, which she removed 7 years ago when it rotted.
It's not like we went out and barbecued out there. There was just a roof sitting there, and suddenly I was in violation because I didn't have a railing. Getting a ladder up on the second peak, that's where we have to use the boom, because there's no way you can get a ladder unless you're on the roof.
I don't think so.
Painting a 3-story, century-old house has been no simple task. But that year, when the city gave Nancy her order, she developed health problems and was short on cash. She wanted to paint the house the following year. The city wanted to charge her to appeal the case. Instead, she hand-delivered a letter explaining her situation. That fall, she got a response in the form of fines.
First, you get an attorney warning letter, and they charge you $235 for sending that. And then I started getting prosecution receivership prep fines, which are $300 each. So in 2013, I got 2 of those. In 2014, I got 2 more. And then, on top of that, they start giving you tickets.
When she couldn't pay the fines, the city put liens on her house. When she felt better and had more cash, 1 year after the citation, Nancy and Eric did begin the massive paint job.
And for Eric and I, here we bust our butt all summer painting this house. And we do a fantastic job. And the thanks we get, or the appreciation, is, oh, well, that's not good enough, and now we're going to charge you as a criminal.
A crime. She was charged with multiple housing code infractions, a misdemeanor according to the city ordinance, which could mean more fines and, she was afraid, jail time. The city's housing ordinance is based on something called the International Property Maintenance Code. It's 10 pages, 4,646 words. It covers everything from the lighting on your doorstep to the vehicles in your yard to mandating that repairs be done with good workmanship. Good workmanship? Who gets to determine that? Cities are filled with thousands of people, and when you have laws that micromanage the detailed aspects of their lives, it is impossible to enforce them equally on everyone. Regulators have the power to handpick their targets, and it's really hard to pinpoint their motivation. Is it to bring in revenue for the local government? Is it personal? Is it political?
Some of that we're going to have to replace.
Nancy refused to plead guilty to a misdemeanor and asked the judge for a court-appointed attorney and jury trial. A judge dismissed the criminal case for a promise to complete the top floor painting within the next 9 months, but she is still on the hook for the fines.
They took my money. I had to go to court so many times. They offered no assistance at all. All that money that they took from me could have easily been used to paint the house.
The city and its commissioners declined to discuss her case or defend its ordinance. By speaking out, Nancy hopes city residents take notice and demand change, but she is taking no chances.
Their methodology is to try to beat you into submission, and I don't think that's right.